Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise, crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving the grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. I'm your host, Matt Clark, and hope everybody's had a fantastic Tuesday morning. I had a weekend. Me personally, I've been sick as a mother, so my yesterday is just not that great today. I still don't feel that good, but I wanted to go ahead and come on and try to talk to you guys a little bit about last night, about what's going on with the Thunder. What's happening with the Thunders thus far. We have a huge game tonight. And that's all right, guys. I'm not feeling great at all. Trying to get everything sent to my guys. Anyway, not feeling that great, but the Thunder play tonight, so I'll try to be watching that. OSU, of course, is playing in the Big 12 championship this weekend, which is fantastic because 11 o'clock a.m. the OSU plays Texas and Dallas and Arlington, and then at 8 o'clock the Thunder play the Mavs Saturday night. So what a great weekend for Thunder basketball, Oklahoma State football, so for Oklahoma sports in general. I know the Sooners are mad because they're not there, but on the other side of that, some OU people I know have supported Texas. I'm like, I would never support Texas over OU. I don't get that. I mean, I know that, it's big brother, little brother, all that stuff, whatever you want to call it. But for you to take Texas over Oklahoma State, that's just, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. How are you going to take Texas over your arch rivals? Your arch rivals you're going to take over Oklahoma State. I'm never taking Texas over OU on anything. I'm not taking Texas over OSU over anything. Now, when it comes to Big 12 versus everybody else, I'm 100% down the line with Big 12 teams. But when it comes to Oklahoma, OU, and OSU, it's us against everybody else. I'm not taking Texas and taking them under any circumstances. That is not happening, and I don't understand how people can even think that, But, people feel the way they feel, and they do what they do. So I don't know if you know about this, guys, but Saturday night the Thunder end up losing to the Sixers 127-123. What a game. The Thunder just, SJ never really got going. Chet was played really, really well against Embiid, I thought. But, of course, he wasn't guarding. But the major news that I thought, and that everybody in the crowd, everybody that I've talked to, anybody that talks about it, was loving the fact that he finally played Chet and Jay Will together, because Chet is not a 5. Chet is a 4. Chet is not a center. He gets dominated by big guys in the middle. And they played really well all summer long. And so, for the coach to go, oh, well, that really worked well. Really? We noticed that this summer. How many millions of dollars are we paying you to coach? And you didn't figure out that you should put Chet at the 4, Jay Will at the 5. And then you got SGA, Josh, and J-Dub or Kaysen or Dort or whomever, K-Will, whatever, in the other 3 spots, or Isaiah Joe. That didn't come to you. Because to us it's pretty obvious. Oklahoma City, of course, falls to 11-5, breaking our 6-game winning streak. The Sixers were 14 for 44 from 3, 45% from the field, 49 rebounds to 38 points in the paint, pips, with 12 turnovers. The Thunder were 16 for 43, 43% from the field, 38 rebounds, 50 pips and 4 turnovers. And what I thought was crazy about that number is that if you told me that the Thunder were only going to have 4 turnovers, I'm saying how many points did we win by? That would have been my, if I didn't know anything about the game, who won, who lost, you told me the Thunder had 4 turnovers. I said, how bad did we beat the Sixers? That would have been my first thing out of my mouth was how bad did we beat them? And so when I think about that, I'm going, how do you lose with that? But once again, the lineups that he plays, I don't understand him. I'm like, it's just the fact he just doesn't get it. I mean, that's just over the last year, he just doesn't get it. He just doesn't. And we can sit here and you can say, a lot of you people like him, and the more people that I know that like him, the only people I know like him, people who don't understand basketball, who are casual fans. They all are crazy about him because all they look at are the results. They're not looking at the fact that we're winning in spite of him, not because of him. They don't see that he makes it harder on us to win because of his lineups and the way he manages minutes. And as a friend of mine once called him, he calls him the minutes manager. That's what he calls him. Another friend of mine calls him 2 minutes too long. Those are exactly who he is and what he does. He's 2 minutes too long, and he's the minutes manager. Under no circumstances should anybody play as many minutes as your best player. Now, when you looked at this past game that we lost, we played 12 guys, they played 9. They had one guy that played right at 10 minutes, a little less, right at 10 minutes. Their starters all of them played over 30. We had 2 guys that played over 30 minutes. 2. They had all 5 starters. And this is what I'm trying to tell people. This is what I'm trying to explain to people. It's really simple. He is managing minutes, not trying to win games. Nick Nurse is like, okay, here's a 50-50 game. Now, if we lose, okay, Oklahoma City is a very good young upcoming team, and they're on the road. It's going to be tough for us to win this game, but we're going to do our best to try to sneak one because I can outcoach this guy. And that's exactly what happened. Oklahoma City doesn't understand. He doesn't understand in a 50-50 game, you can't play everybody. Now, Bertans played simply because we were struggling with scoring, and SGA didn't come off the rack, right out of the game, start scoring. Because if he comes out and he starts rolling, then it loosens everybody else up. Then Chet, of course, tends to have to score. And let's face it, I like Chet, and I think he is definitely the Robin to SGA Batman. Even though the coach is trying to make J-Dub the Batman and SGA and Chet the Robin. Because under no circumstances would any coach, that's any good coach, would ever play a player who is their 3rd or 4th best player, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever he was, the same amount of minutes as you're going to play your best player. And when you look at what the Sixers did, Tyrese Maxey played 40 minutes, and Joel Embiid, I think, played 37. Why? Because he needed Tyrese Maxey on the floor because of the matchups. And Tyrese Maxey was taking advantage of it when SGA wasn't on the floor, which is where he played the majority of his minutes. Those 4 minutes make a huge difference. But our coach sits SGA for those extra 1 and 2 minutes in the 2nd and 4th quarters. He should be playing 40 minutes. In a game that we've got to win, he should play 40 minutes. Then, okay, in a game we play a little, maybe it's the Jazz or whatever, maybe he only plays 36, 37 minutes. But in a game we have to win, he should be on the court minimum of 40 minutes. Minimum, because those are games we have to win. When there's a 50-50 game that if we lose, okay, but let's try to win it if we can. He doesn't do that. He sticks to his script. This is what I'm going to do. This is what we're going to do. And coaches like him or Nick Nurse are going to take advantage of him. Any coach that knows anything about him is going to take advantage of him because he doesn't get it. Because he's stuck, because he was a G League, successful in G League, and this is what we did. Well, that's great. That was the G League. This is the league. This is the association. That is not. You have to adapt and change and understand that my best player is my best player. But, with J-Dub and his hip, which just blows me away because I'm like, okay, you just played 37 minutes the night before, and you played almost every game. You had played every game up to that game, and you have 37, and then all of a sudden you haven't played in 3 games because of your hip. No, because you brushed SJ off right there on TV for everybody to see. Why did he do that? Because the coach empowered J-Dub to think he's on the same level as SGA. That's why he did it. When you go back and you watch film from last year, J-Dub would have never done that because of the respect level that he had for SGA because he's our best player and he's all NBA. But now you come in and you're playing him the same amount of minutes. You're running plays for him at the end of the game, which is still the most idiotic thing I've ever heard of in my life. You don't run a play for somebody you're 31 seconds ago, the score is tied. You don't put it in your best player's hand. You put it in a guy that you're trying to turn into your go-to guy. That's what you're doing. I see it. Every other basketball player, every other person who knows anything about basketball sees it too. The general Oklahoma City audience who are just casual fans, they don't see it at all. Didn't get it. Everybody else gets it. We understand. We saw exactly what you're doing. And you're lucky, and I say this all the time, the Thunder are so lucky they're not on ESPN and TNT. Because if they would, this guy would be so exposed, it would be funny. Because can you imagine Charles Barkley and Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaq, 31 seconds to go, you don't put the ball in the SJ's hand, you have him running picks and you have him as a decoy? Can you imagine they would have went off? Chet shoots it in the crack. Then you have SJ try to set a screen for Chet for him to shoot it in the corner. So 2 plays in a row, and then what happened in overtime? SGA just said, screw that, I'm just going to shoot every time. And he went 5 for 6. He said, screw that, I'm just going to, I'm not dealing with him. I'm just going to go take the game over and win. And that's what he did. And our coach doesn't get it because he does not know how to coach superstars. And I'm not going to get off this bandwagon until you people start seeing it and start understanding it and start putting more pressure and start talking about it. Because every time I say something that people are like, what is he talking about? Start watching. All of a sudden, within a week, 4 to 5 games to a week, maybe a week and a half, the Thunder do exactly what I said they should do. Why? Because I'm calling them out. And you, as the viewers, are starting to see and following what I'm saying. And you're like, yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Because it is. That being said, the Thunder have a huge in-season game tonight, or in-tournament game tonight. We travel on the road to play the T-Wolves. Thunder minus 3-point the T-Wolves are minus 3-point favorites. Over under 229. Of course, it's going to be on Bally's, 7 p.m. because the NBA didn't want to put the Thunder on because they didn't think they were going to be anything, which, unfortunately for us, it's just going to lead us down because SGA. It's so funny is that the media all love SGA and feel sorry for him because he's in Oklahoma. And it's so funny is the Thunder, every single social media time they post anything, Chet is the first person they post. Every time. And I'm like, I just don't get it. Because they want him to be the rookie of the year so bad, which he probably will win. Because why? He's a role player. Wembanyama is the player. If you put Chet in the same position as Wembanyama, where Chet had to try to score and had to do this, and he would not be the same. His numbers would not be the same. Now, did everybody laugh at him when he said he was going to be 50, 40, and 90? And before he got in the league, yes, everybody did. And what is Chet? 50, 40, and 90. 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and 90% from the line. And he is doing those things right now. And we're joined by my guy, Ben Dillman. What's up, big guy? Hi, Stick Harry. What's up, man? What's up, big dog?
You doing all right, brother?
No, I'm sick as mother, man.
I just got over my shit. My stuff. Sorry, I apologize for that. Yeah, I just got over my stuff not too long ago, so I'm starting to feel back 100%.
Yeah, I'm trying to get ready for this weekend, man. That's my goal.
It's gonna be a big one.
It's gonna be Thunder and them. I mean, the Thunder playing against the Mavs that night.
You're gonna get to go to that, right?
Yes, I do have 2 tickets.
Excellent.
Got hooked up, my guy.
Yeah, my guy. Big day, football game and that. I had a question about the in-season tournament.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I get these what is there like a quarterfinal, then a semifinal, then a final, and how does that work?
Well, what happens is right now we're in the kind of like the what do you call it? Where you do the
prelims or
it's man, I used to be a coach and I can't even think of what the hell it's called. Anyway,
round
it's
robin, right?
the round. It's like a round robin, right? Everybody's just playing, and then the top 2 teams from each division go to Vegas. Now, the Thunder, of course, he cost us the game already, and that's probably what the Thunder's problem is that we lost that game. So to the Pelicans,
the Pelicans. Been in overtime. We should have. Yeah,
well, not the Pelicans game. It was the Pelicans game.
Oh, okay.
The Pelicans game.
Yeah.
We lost. Yeah, we lost in the in-season tournament. We lost that game, and that was at home. And we're up 20, and once again, this guy has he doesn't get it. He really doesn't. And I just, I tried to be on his side a little bit, Ben, but there's just no he. I'm with the commander. He just doesn't. He doesn't understand lineups. He doesn't. He just doesn't. He just doesn't. He has a plan of what he wants to do, and he's going to follow his plan because it was successful in the G League. Well, mother, this is the association. This is not the G League. This is the league.
Yeah, this is the league.
The
this
league.
Is where we're supposed to, like,
and he doesn't play
you
SGA.
You have one of the top 5 to 7 players in the world on your team, and you're not. I'd be using the crap out of them.
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't know how. And I said that, and then well, the guy at the Athletic said the same thing I said. He said the same thing I said. He said that this guy is a great builder he is an excellent guy when it comes to building up, growing talent, building players. But once they get there, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to coach an all-star.
Be the assistant. He needs to be something like he needs to be like the good boss. Like
right.
He can't be. He's had great track record being a a coach.
Building players up. That's what I said.
Like he's had a great track record.
For building players up.
Some guys aren't meant to be a CEO. Some guys just need to be assistants.
He's an assistant. There's no question. He's an assistant.
Same with companies and businesses everywhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a guy that you really like. He's a great dude. Does a great job, but he's just not he can't overpower those personalities and those attitudes and those egos that need to be done.
Yeah,
I don't think he handles it the right way.
Well, it's just like in hockey or any other major sport. You have like Buck Showalter. He is a great coach, but he can't take teams to the next level. He can get teams to that point. He can get them to midway up the mountain, but he can't take them to the top. He just can't. When you look at him coaching the Yankees, Joe Torre comes in, and what does he do? He takes basically the same team and turns them into what? 4 championships out of 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, the Thunder at that point too, that they need a coach to do that, but he's insistent on putting J-Dub and SGA on the same level. And every time he's asked about how great SGA plays, he drops to, well, this guy did this and this guy did that. Dude, just talk about how great a player you got. Just do what every other coach does.
J-Dub's great, but I think SGA is
J-Dub is good.
He's one of those.
J-Dub is good. SGA is great. Ben,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
J-Dub is good. He's not great. He's good.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about for us. Like he's a great player for us, but I'm saying SGA is amazing. He's top of the. I mean, I think he's top 7 player.
Yeah, but
I put him up. So
yeah,
we gotta. I just don't understand the minutes that he's missing. Just the minute here and there, he's gonna make such.
It makes a difference.
I don't understand what's going on.
Because he has his plan on who he wants to play. It's just like I was saying earlier about Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse played 9 guys. Nick Nurse plays 9 guys. Yes, it comes from up top.
If they're from up top, though, if they're from up top, then that means that he's going to stay intact. That means that he's fine.
No, I get it. I believe 100%. It's like everything.
His own decisions. Then we need to let him go.
This is my thing. Everything they do comes from the top. When you look at social media, the first person that they post is Chet. Then they post SGA. And this is my thing. Everybody in the NBA understands who Oklahoma City's best player is except Oklahoma City. They are determined to promote Chet. They just are. And is he going to win? They want him to win a Rookie of the Year, get his name out there, and they want him to be the face of Oklahoma City. They don't want SGA to be the face of Oklahoma City. They want Chet to be. And what's going to happen is, if you do that, you don't get it. If you think SGA doesn't notice that every time there's a social media post, it's Chet first, then him.
Yeah,
He's your best player. He's all NBA. Chet's going to be lucky to be an all-star if he gets lucky. But this is the thing, it's
we don't have enough fans in Oklahoma City to vote him an all-star. So
what I'm saying is, if you're dominant, you can get picked.
Yeah.
You can get picked. And this is the thing is this. It's just funny to me how the mindset of Oklahoma people are. It just amazes me. And Sam Presti he's not from Oklahoma, but he's developed into the ownership. This is what they want. This is how they think. This is what they want it to be. And they do not want, they want Chet as the face of the Thunder. That's just what they want. And that's fine.
Go ahead.
I said, that's fine, but the bottom line is, will Chet win the Rookie of the Year? He probably will. And is he better than Wembanyama? Hell no, he's not. But is he going to win because Chet is a piece. Wimbenyama is the piece.
No, yeah, yeah.
That's the
I
difference.
agree with you.
He is the
I agree with you.
piece. Chet is
He's gonna
a
come into that
piece.
for sure.
Chet will
I
never
wish our
be. Chet
ownership
is
could.
never going to be. Chet is never going to be the piece.
No, definitely.
He's
He
not
can
going to
never
be
hold
the
that. I
piece.
mean,
The piece we have is SGA. If you try to make Chet the piece, oh, we're going to fail miserably
I'm
because
with
he
you.
is a
I'm with you. And I don't want to go. I mean, I'm gonna sink with the ship just like I had before. But I mean, I don't want to see it again with the whole, Harden
no.
or
Don't.
Durant.
I mean, the whole thing
I don't
is
want to see.
if the
I
Thunder
don't want to
back,
see it again.
the Thunder are backing the wrong, putting their wagon behind the wrong horse again. They did it once with Westbrook over Durant, and they're doing it again
Which
with Chet over
he's
SGA.
under some
They're doing
scrutiny
it
too.
again. They're doing it again. Now,
I just wish our ownership was more like David Tepper of the Carolina Panthers. He fired both of his coaches mid-season, 2 years in a row. He's like, I don't have patience. He's like, I want to win.
yeah,
He's like, if
but
you
the
guys don't
problem,
want to win, then I'm going to go find somebody that wants to.
well, the problem
And I
with
mean, but
Tepper the problem with Tepper is that you can't do that. You can't fire coaches like that. You can't.
man, I like the mentality.
No.
I
But
like it
Ben, you
though.
can't.
In football, it's different than basketball
Well,
because
or
in
hockey,
games
but
you
it
don't
doesn't
get to
matter
be
to me
separate.
what sport it is. You can't fire coaches one year and they fire a coach the next year. You have to let the system. You have to have that
I
coach
do
for two
agree
to
with
three
you.
years. You got to. You
I
got to
do
give him at
agree.
least three
Yeah, no,
years. Got to.
I'm with you, but I do agree with both of his decisions because both of those teams, like I felt like they had a little bit better of a team than they had, and he's spending money. He's not scared to spend it. He'll pay you. He'll pay you to sit your ass, somewhere else. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he
But
doesn't.
like,
No,
which
he
I
does
really
not
do
care.
appreciate.
He
That's what
does
I'm saying. I
not
really
care.
appreciate that as a fan. Like I want my team to be doing that. I want to be like, hey, if you're not working, go sit down somewhere else. We'll
Yeah,
pay you for that.
he
Get
doesn't
somebody
care,
else
Ben.
gonna go do what. But I just like that he's doing like taking the initiative. I wish the Thunder were a little more like that in their like branding. You know what I mean? Like how they're doing it. Like let's take initiative. Let's win. Like let's not worry about 2 minutes here and there. Let's go take some W's. Let's go make the playoffs. Let's go meet
Well, the
some
whole
boys.
thing is, Ben, he's trying to develop. This is the deal. They're
Well, that's
trying to
his job,
develop.
and that's why he belongs in the blue.
That's
I mean,
why he belongs with the blue. I agree. That's why he
and
belongs with the
so
blue.
if he wants to develop, he's in the wrong league.
I agree.
We're
But the whole
we're
thing
taking
is
one. We're,
now,
we're taking the top of the top.
what you understand, Ben, their mentality right now is that
Oh, I get it.
we're
I get
still a
it.
young developing team. And my mentality and the NBA's mentality is, yeah, you're developing, but you're already there. You just got to put players in the right place to make the pieces fit. That's where I'm at with the Thunder. Yeah, we're young,
Same.
but dude, we're ready. Give me somebody who can play the right players, put us in the right positions to win. Now, it's like the other night. In the game, you don't have SGA in the game. You run an out of bounds play for Dort. Dort can't
That was wild.
finish. What the hell are you thinking? That's but you know why? Because he put Dort in the game before he put SGA in the game. That should have been an SGA, and that would have been a basket. But instead, you cost us 2 points because of the simple fact you're not playing SGA's on the bench
I feel
with
like he
5 minutes.
writes all of his script out. I feel like he writes the script for the game
That's
before
correct.
he even plays it.
One
So
hundred
like
percent.
he like already says, I'm gonna take this man out at this minute, give this guy this many
He's the
minutes, and
minutes
then
manager.
he's like closes and he's like, if not, I'll call a timeout and make it happen.
This is
I feel
like
like he's
this,
just that kind of guy,
Ben.
and that's a developmental coach. We need a coach that's gonna come and lead men
Right.
to want
It's
to
like
go out
this.
and win.
The other night, being in the Sixers game, we're making a run in the third quarter, rolling. He calls timeout, and it's like, wait a minute, why are you? We're making a
We
run.
had the
Why
heat.
are
Yeah,
you calling
we got our foot on
timeout?
their throats. Yeah, we got our foot on their throats right now. Let's keep
Let them
going.
call
That's what we
timeout.
need.
I mean, let them call timeout. I'm like, what are you doing? And he takes Chet
I'm with
out,
you. I'm
and
with
he
you.
took out, and Chet was rolling. Yeah, I think he had 15 that quarter. Chet is rolling. We're rolling.
And I'm not blaming Chet for this. I'm just saying SJ is a better player than Chet.
No, but
No
this is the
offense.
deal. I'm
I'm just
gonna tell you
saying he's
this.
just a better talent.
I'm gonna tell you
And
this.
I love what Chet's doing. I love what Chet's doing.
I'm gonna tell you this is what Chet has done. Chet goes, he's bending over backwards to make sure SGA understands that he knows he's second to SGA.
So
He's
yeah,
bending over
because
backwards.
that's got to be a huge locker room thing too. And SGA's got to respect that.
Yeah, he does, and you can
Like,
see that
okay, this guy
they're
is balling.
right.
He's
They're
balling, but I got to give him his dues.
right, and that's exactly what him and SGA have done. Their bond has
Correct.
grown simply because of what he sees. Okay,
Yep.
because
I think it's just the coach that's causing the problem.
it's the coaches causing the problem and management. and they can say what the hell they want to, and you can try to lead, say whatever you want to do. My eyes are telling me everything. You can run your mouth all you want to. Show me differently by your actions, not by what you're coming out of your damn mouth, because you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. When you're asked about your best player, and your coach says your best player has 43, and your coach says, well, J Dub had 16 and Chet had da 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 da, and we played together as a team. That's what he said. Instead of going, yeah, he was magnificent tonight, boy. We're so lucky to have him. That is not what they're doing. He every chance he gets to say as us as a team versus uh, saying how great SGA is, he does every single time.
And that's a
What's
developmental
going on,
trait.
fellas?
You know what I mean?
What's up,
What's up, buddy?
Drew? What's happening, bro? Yeah, but he does that.
Oh man, go ahead.
I say, but he
I'm just
does that
listening to
every
you,
time,
Stu.
Ben. What?
Yep.
What'd you say, Drew?
I'm just listening to you guys. I'm
No,
just listening to you guys.
no, I'm just saying is that every time that's what he does, Ben. That's what he does every time, and it's just frustrating
Yeah,
for
I
me
want
to
somebody
watch
to
that.
speak up for the judge. You know what I mean?
Well, I also think that's part of him being the developer. He still has that developer mindset.
Yep.
I'm trying to bring
Exactly.
the whole team along.
Yep.
Instead of acknowledging what's going on, he's trying to bring the whole team along.
Which is a great coaching trait
Which
if
great
you're the
if
developer.
you're in a developmental league.
Yeah, it's great if you're the developer, but you're not. You're in the league. Like, we need to win. There's
I
millions
agree
of
with what
dollars.
Matt says. I mean, when you're in the NBA, you're ready. If you're on that team, you're ready. So they should be able to. They got to find somebody to put the pieces together to make a deep run.
Yeah, but Drew, and I know you'll agree because you understand. It's like Nick Nurse played 9 guys the other night. He really played 8. His starters played, all of them played well over 30 minutes. We had 2 guys that played over 30 minutes. The rest played 25 and under. And you're playing Jang. What are you playing him for? And this is the deal.
And now the Thunder need to realize that they're going to get everybody's attention now. The Thunder are playing well. People aren't going to come in here and start resting players like they have been in the past.
Yes.
You're going to get everybody's best shot. I mean, these are statement games for teams. You come in. OKC was first in the West, and Philly was first in the East. That was a statement game, and they played like it was.
Yep, that's the whole thing.
Correct.
Was it's a 50-50 game is what I call them, where you're 50-50, you can win or
100%.
lose, but the difference was Nick Nurse said, okay, look, we're going to try to win this game. I'm going to come in and out coach this guy because this is what he does. So when he does what he does, I'm going to take advantage of him in the second and fourth quarters because he's going to sit SGA for those 3 minutes too long. So I got 3 minutes that I can have my 2 best players on the court for those 3 minutes while he's sitting SGA, keeping his timetable. That's exactly what teams are going to start. Those good teams are going to start to do. Is in the second and fourth quarter, they're going to put their players in at 8 minutes to go, and SGA didn't come in to about 6, 5.5, 6. So they're going to get those 2 minutes, 3 minutes in each quarter, which is 6 minutes total. That you can take advantage of the Thunder and you can get into a groove, and they're going to do it to him every single time because they're playing chess and he's playing checkers. 100%. What did y'all think about that? To change gears, okay, let's talk about what do you think about last night, Drew, Ben? The Clippers, the Nuggets and the Clippers. Oh my God. Did you see that?
Man, did you see the Russ deal?
No, I didn't see what happened with Russ. I know I heard he was fighting his
He went off
fan.
on the fan again. He had a heated exchange with the fan again last night, I guess. Okay.
They were at home.
A little bit earlier. Huh?
They were at the Staples. How's somebody mad at him at the Staples?
I know this was after
Like
the
a
game,
Laker fan
as
in
they're doing the
Staples.
handshakes. As they're doing the handshakes, I guess there was a fan that was like 3 rows up heckling him, and he started yelling at him and started doing all kinds of stuff. And he was saying how he's like
During the game?
No, this is after. This is
Oh,
post-game.
okay.
This is it's post game. This is like after they were doing the handshakes and everybody dabs up at everybody and whatnot, which I think is fake as hell. No, that's so much bullshit. Oh yeah, hey buddy, I'll see you in 2 weeks in Mexico when we're on vacation. Like, what are you talking? Okay, all right, whatever. But anyways, tummy sticks is what I call it. But yeah, so he went up to a fan and I forget the female's ref name that was in there last night, but she had to pretty much put an arm around him and be like, hey, you can't and he was screaming at the fan and he's like, I don't stand for this anymore. Fans think they can say whatever they want. Okay, well tell us what they're saying if it's bugging you so much, because he has 30 instances where
Probably that Reggie Jackson hung 35 points on him.
Yeah, and then DeAndre Jordan busted him up.
If that were me, I would have been like, hey, man, you used to come into my restaurant, and I would say, no, I do not want that guy's table. Can somebody else take him because that guy's a prick? I used to so that guy sucks. I've never liked him. Even when he was, so I've met him a couple times, and he was never good to me. So
No,
like,
he's
I
a
don't
jerk.
think like the
He's a
fan
jerk.
heckling him. Yeah, and I believe that like, and there is probably like a little bit of a force field. But I imagine like at home, I imagine he's a good man and takes care of his family, does all the right things. But like when he's out in public, I do think he's one of the most uh, like he's
Arrogant
competitive as
jackasses.
hell.
He's
No, he's
arrogant. He's
competitive. He's
arrogant as all get
competitive.
out.
Yeah, he's all of that, but he's very competitive, which I do respect.
Sure.
He's one
But
of the most
Ben,
competitive
Ben,
men that I think
Ben,
that I've seen in
but
the
Ben,
NBA. No, I'm
that's
just
on the
telling you.
court. We're not.
Oh, I know.
We're talking about off the court.
This was after. I mean, he was still on the court. But what I'm saying is he says the fans don't have any right to say anything. It's like, hey man,
Yes, they
those
do.
fans pay your tickets, and they do have something to say. If they're threatening your family, then yeah, like probably fucking go. Sorry for that on there. Sorry, go say something. Go say something. Go
Uh,
smack someone in the mouth.
okay,
I
Ben,
understand that.
I'm gonna
There's
tell you
things
this
like
right
that.
now.
But if they're just saying, if they're spitting crap, I don't understand how he has the
Ben,
right to be like fans have no way to say anything.
Ben, the
Like
whole
what?
thing is that Russell is on his way out. He's frustrated
Oh
because of the
man.
way he's playing, and now the
Well,
real
it's
him
the
is being
heck out of me.
exposed. Because while he was in Oklahoma, the Oklahoma media hid. He got hid. This is the exact same way he was in Oklahoma City, except that he's in Oklahoma City. When
Man,
you're
and
out
they
of
would
Oklahoma
jam. He used
City,
to like come in through like the back door and
but
stuff. And they're like, will you serve
but
them? He's
Ben,
like, no, I will not serve that prick.
but Ben, it's in Oklahoma City. You can get away
Well,
with
I
a
know, but
lot
I'm
more
saying he's
here.
doing that. He's not even in LA. He's trying to act like he's like a big
I know
shot.
that, but you understand though. He because of the Oklahoma City fans and how he was in Oklahoma City, he took that and realized no matter where he goes, when you go to Houston, that didn't work. When he went to DC, that didn't work. You in LA, the
Didn't
spotlight
he?
is there, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Didn't he swat that girl? Didn't he swat that guy in Utah or something too?
Yeah,
Didn't
but
he
that
do
was
something
but
like that?
Utah. I'm gonna tell you, they had Drew will tell you, they got the worst fans in the NBA. They crossed the line in a heartbeat there.
Yes, well,
They'll
that's
cross the
yeah,
line.
I
They'll
think that
cross the
fan
line.
might have crossed the line.
They'll cross the
I
line.
think he might have, but I
They'll
think
cross the
Russell's now
line.
just taking upon himself to be like,
Okay, I'm
if
gonna say
anybody
this.
says anything to me,
I'm gonna
just
say
shoot me
this.
mad.
As you played and Drew, you played too. We had a lot of stuff said about us, but I'm gonna say this:
Correct.
you can't say something about my mama, you can't say something about
That's
my
what.
kids, and you can't use the N word. You do any of those three things, we're gonna have an issue. Now you can call me a
Correct.
bum, you can say whatever about my game, you can do all of that stuff is cool. But you can't say nothing about my mama, you can't say nothing about my kids, and you can't say nothing about calling the N word. Those three things, we're gonna
Yeah,
have an issue.
family and race shouldn't be in
And
the
Drew
like.
knows all about Nebraska. And what happened in the Nebraska game was some of you dropped the N word. Yeah, that's not a good thing. And Drew will tell you all about that. But anyway, the Clippers last night got beat by the Nuggets without Jokic, without Murray, and without Gordon.
That's sad.
I mean, Drew, what was your thoughts on that? I know besides you laughing your ass off, but what do you think about that, bro? Is Drew there?
Says he is. I mean, to be honest, I don't think Harden shot the ball enough. They moved him over there, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Westbrook's coming off the bench now.
Yeah,
Which I think he's the leader of that team. I mean, to be honest,
yeah,
like I think he plays with the most heart. I mean, as much as I just talk crap
yeah,
about him, I still think he plays with a lot of heart, and I still do
yeah.
think he's a great leader. Like I think he's
Dude, he's
guard
not a
still.
leader. He
Now he's
ain't
on the bench.
Ben. He ain't a leader. He plays
Dude,
hard. He ain't a
who's going to be
leader.
a leader on that team?
He ain't a
You tell me
leader.
who's going to be.
He's not a
Well,
leader.
who's going to be a leader on
They
that
don't
team?
have
It's not going
one.
to be hard.
That's the problem.
Exactly. So I think he's just trying to take the role.
But
Of the guy.
but Ben, he's not a leader.
He was before Harden got there. Now he's sent to the
No, he
bench.
wasn't. He's never been a leader. He can't lead people. That's the problem with the Clippers. They don't have a leader. Kawhi is too quiet. Paul George is just not it, and Russell can't be one. He don't know how. He thinks he is, but he's not. So that's the problem with the
Yes.
Clippers.
Well, that was his problem in Oklahoma City.
That's the problem with
He gave him
Oklahoma. He's not a leader.
He
He's
gave
not a
him that
leader.
title too early.
He can't lead.
He gave him that title
But
too early,
when
didn't he?
when you look at the Western Conference standings, right now the T-Wolves are 12. They're 12-4. They're not 11. This is as of Sunday. Because I didn't update Dilly Squad yesterday. I was not feeling good. I'm out. But anyway, the Thunder and the T-Wolves play tonight. The Thunders are really one full game back. The T-Wolves are 12-4, and Thunder are still 11-4. That's why tonight is such a huge game for the Thunder. So, but when you look at it, I mean, when I look at the percentage in the game today, Ben, the T-Wolves are minus 3-point favorites. Does that bother you? I think the Thunder. Would you take the Thunder in there? What would you do?
At Minnesota, so with the 3.5, I'm really kind of thinking if I'm a betting man, I'm taking the Thunder with because if I'm getting 3,
You get
so
3
I'll
whole
take the
points.
Thunder. If I'm betting, I'll take the Thunder. At the T Wolves, I think I'd actually still take the Thunder on this one because it's not. No, it was a back to back. So who's not playing tonight?
No, they're playing everybody because it's in season.
Okay, perfect.
This
Okay, well then
is
yeah,
this
I'll
is a
take the Thunder.
season
I'll
tournament
take the
game.
Thunder. Yeah, I'll take the Thunder and the +3.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Plus the
See
over
it
unders,
drop.
and the over unders 229. So
Yeah, 229. That'll be close. That'll be a shoot up there. I think that'll be kind of toss up. But I do like the Thunder with the 3. If you're giving me +3 in the Thunder, come on.
yep. So
I'm
here
gonna
you go.
take them
You
right now.
got
They're on a big win. Yeah, they're on a win. Everything's going good right now.
yeah tonight. You got the in season tournament. You got the Bucks and the Heat. You got the Hawks and the Cavs. You have the Raptors and the Nets, which oof. You have the Bucks, Bulls and the Celtics, which of course the Celtics are gonna handle their business. The Hornets and the Knicks. The Thunder and T Wolves, the Rockets and the Mavs, which is going to be, oh man, that's going to be a good one. And then the Warriors and the Kings. And I think Draymond is back today. I think for the Warriors finally. I think he's
I
back
believe
for
he is
them.
too.
I think he's back for them.
It's actually right on my TV right now. But yeah.
I think he's back.
So, but to answer that question though, so when they meet in Vegas or whatever, what are those going to be like regular season games? Like are they changing the schedule? How does all that work? Is what I'm just
Well,
trying to
see,
figure
the
out.
whole thing is the Thunder won't play for those games. So I'm not sure exactly how those work, those
You know what
extra
I'm saying,
games.
right?
I
Like,
know that.
how
Well,
do
see,
you?
these games right now are all count towards the schedule. Okay,
Correct.
overall schedule. But those 8 games or how many they're going to play in that because it's let me see. Do I have the?
So they're gonna put a break in the season to let them do these games, and
Yeah,
then
there's a
everybody else gets
break.
a
Yeah,
rest,
in
and these guys
Vegas.
got to keep
Yes.
playing.
Yeah, there's a break in
That's weird
Vegas.
to me. So and then but the playoff games don't count to the regular season. They're just because.
Right. The games that we're playing right now all count. And the
Yeah, but I'm
NC was
saying
it
when they
it's
go to Vegas for the tournament, that doesn't count towards the regular season.
yeah. See, I don't think it does, but because let me
You
see.
see what I'm saying? I just don't get it. I'm trying to understand like how the in-season tournament works if there's already 82 scheduled games. So like you're gonna have guys that aren't gonna want to play the extra 4 games or 3 games or 2. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So kind of like I'm just trying to figure out how the tournament works. I just don't know how that one works for me. I just didn't understand it. I tried to understand
It
it. I
says
can't
the
get it.
championship game for the inaugural Cup will take place Saturday, December 9th. It will be the only game in the entire tournament that won't also count towards participants' regular season record. For those 2
Oh, so
teams,
what
they'll
they
have
do
80,
is,
so it all counts. Yes.
man, they had to have some guys. So there's only one game that's not going to count. And that's just for the
Championship
championship
game,
thing.
yes.
But so okay, that's awesome that the schedule like guys could do all that because they have to think about it, periodically. Like, okay, if these teams play these teams, they had to really break that down. That's
Right.
good for them. That's
And,
awesome.
and that's the
That takes
thing. And
me
so
really
those
nice.
games will count. But see, my thing is
Wow.
this is that on the schedule, how do you do that? Because there's
Well,
82
that's my
games
point.
in there.
That's
So do you
my
go
props
ahead
to
and
the
count
guys,
those
the
scores?
schedule makers. No, that's the schedule makers. My props are to them.
Yeah,
Because
but
they can
Ben,
make
what I'm
all
saying
those
is,
games count.
what I'm saying is, if the Thunder play, let's say the Celtics.
I know.
No,
That's
no,
what I'm saying.
no,
That's what I'm
no.
trying to
Listen,
figure out.
listen. That's what I'm saying. But it counts. But I'm like, okay, well, if that counts, then you're saying there's not 82 regular season games for those who don't make it. Because if you
Correct.
don't make it,
That's what I
you
was
have
saying.
82 games. If you do make it, how do you know in advance which teams are going to make it? And do you take away a home game or an away game
Yeah.
from that
And
team?
you
So,
play somewhere else.
yep,
What if the Thunder were like not scout? They didn't think they'd win the thing because they thought the Warriors would be in there. So they have the Warriors and Celtics at the end of the year. But they'll say we end up winning ours or whatever, and then we go in there and we have to go to Boston, but there's a Bruins game that night. Like what? Like what happens? Like I
well,
don't
no,
know
no,
how you
no, no,
do
no,
it.
no, 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 no. What I'm saying is the game that they already had scheduled. What would they do
Yeah,
with
that's what I'm
that?
saying. They're gonna have to be moving things around like crazy. That's why I thought that was nuts. Because
Yeah.
like
Well,
if anything happens, like a team that you wouldn't say the Rockets win their division, and you're like, holy crap, I didn't think they'd be playing like you said the Celtics, or whatever. And they scheduled both their games earlier in the year. Like I just don't know how you do that. Like you're saying, that's wild. That's gonna take some brains.
Let me
Lots
see.
of computers. A lot of people smarter than me.
This is what it says right here. The teams that don't make it to Vegas won't just sit idly by. During the knockout rounds, on the days there's no in-season tournaments games are scheduled, Wednesday, December 6th, Friday, December 8th, the 22 teams eliminated in the group stage will play each other 2 regular season games. And
Okay, so like, what if you bought tickets at Christmas and your team happens to not make the tournament?
I don't know how that works.
See, I'm just trying
I
to
don't
wrap my
know. I'm
mind
sure
around
they've
too,
got it
man.
figured out. Because
Well, that's
right
what I'm saying. I
now,
was like, I'm just trying to. It's a good question. I'd like to have somebody on who can explain that to us because I honestly don't know how that would work. Like, I just don't get it.
yeah, because right now the Thunder, uh, let me see, the
Like,
Thunder sit on the
yeah, because
outside
we're
looking
not
in.
supposed to be where we're at.
No, we should be 2-2 right now.
Yeah, exactly. We're
Because
not supposed to be where we're at.
right, because the Timberwolves are 2-1. We should be Oklahoma City. We should be 2-1 right now. And
Yeah.
so this should be for the thing. And the Kings, the Kings got the 29-point differential, so they're in. But Oklahoma City is eliminated, and the Spurs are eliminated. So we're out no matter what.
Isn't that weird?
Well, that's
I
because
don't
the
know.
Thunder, because we lost the game to the Pelicans. That's why.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You cannot lose that game.
That's coach's fault.
100%.
Put a little bow on that.
We lost to the Kings. Well, we lost to the Kings. Let me see. We lost to the Kings, and we lost to. We lost. Excuse me. We lost to the Warriors and the Kings. I'm sorry. We did not lose to go. Because remember, we lost to the Warriors when SJ wasn't playing at home, and then we lost to the Kings at the Kings. So those are our 2 losses.
And we're already out.
And we're already out, so it doesn't really matter.
It was a
for
fun
Thunder,
tournament.
So it was fun. It's going to be a fun tournament to watch, and that's about it. We'll be watching that thing. That's what we'll be doing. So anyway, we'll take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic, for keeping us up and running, and my guys over there. If you have needs for computers, software, or any website design, they can do all that for you. Hit my guy Russell Williford up over there. SRB, if you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, my guy Mark Long should be back from Iowa, visiting his son. He should be. I think he and Maya get back today. I think. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for a computer, for dirt, rocks, or sand to be moved, holler at my guy Jose Fierro over there. And then of course Greg and Max Nafee taking care of me. As always, YNB. Family owned and operated since 1912. The bank.
That makes things happen.
Hey, thank you. At least you can do it right. Equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses, which is where I'm supposed to be right now at Georgia's Happy Hog, but I'm going to go tomorrow instead because I need that one more day of rest and staying in.
Yep.
But if you want to pre-qualify online, you can do it at www.ynbok.com. That's ynbok.com. Or you can go into their main location at 401 Elm in downtown Yukon, YNB East, which is off the Parkway there in Yukon, 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, which is 218 North Mustang Road, YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, just south of I-40, and then, of course, People's Bank. In Bethany, Oklahoma, YNB Peoples, 23rd Street between MacArthur and Rockwell. Then, of course, DT Construction and Consulting, and I got Drew Henthorn, Husker Drew Picks. If you have needs for any sort of construction, Drew is the man to take care of you on that. Or they can do roofing, they can do painting, whatever you need. They do estimates for remodeling, any of those you need to know, they can do it. Holler at our boy at 405-209-4051. That's DT Construction 2015 at Outlook. You can email him there. They're respectful, local, and loyal. The main thing about it is when you do call Drew after they finish the job, if there's a problem, he will answer his phone. Our latest
And every call ends with a "Go Big Red."
No, forget all that. Shelter Insurance, the Mark Pemberton Agency, 4609 Southeast 29th in Dale City, 405-670-2424. Proudly serving the Middale area since 1982. And, of course, holler at them. They are great. They are open Monday through Thursdays from 9 to 5, Fridays 9 to 1, closed Saturdays and Sundays. So holler at our guy. Excuse me. Holler at my boy, Mark, over there if you get a chance to. Yesterday, being last night, that football game last night was just terrible, dude. It was,
Depends what sport you like. If you like soccer, there's a bunch of field goals. You had a hell of a time.
I know, but it just, am I wrong, Ben? Was it just, 12 to 10.
It was yeah, it was not good.
12
Go
to
ahead and say
10.
that.
Justin Fields, 27 to 37, 217 yards, 0-0. Joshua Dobbs finally came down to earth a little bit, 22 of 32, 185, 1 TD, 4 picks, 317 total yards for the Bears, 242 for the Vikes, 118 to 73 rushing, 18 first downs for the Bears, 15 for the Vikings, 4 turnovers for the Vikings, which absolutely killed them. But they had four turnovers and no touchdowns.
Yep.
No touchdowns.
I think. Yep. I mean, Fields. Honestly, his stats look good, other than the 0-0 next to it. You know what I mean? 27 to 37. That's pretty proficient for 217 yards. You'd hope that'd be at 317 yards for 27 passes. But I think both these teams just got into the shell where they were just like, just don't make a mistake. And then Dobbs was like, screw it, I'm going to sling this thing. And he just kept on making mistake after mistake after mistake. But, you know, like, and then but their defense just held them in there. I mean, their defense played amazing. I don't know if you watched that game, like, much of it. I turned it off about halfway, but then I turned it back on the fourth quarter. Both those defenses were honestly, like, they were on point. Like, they were amazing. Both the offenses, probably the two worst offenses I've seen all year. You know, like, I mean, literally, the Bears had 4 field goals to get points. You know, that's ridiculous.
And the question
and
is,
that's off of 4 interceptions. You got to have that needs to be that score should have easily been 42 to 10. That's what that should have been. It should have been ridiculous.
do you take Caleb Williams in the first overall pick and trade him to restart your clock as far as rookie quarterback salary, or do you keep that and go get you Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, and then of course you should have the third pick or fourth pick and you go get you something else?
I mean, do you really like? I don't think Caleb Williams is as good as C.J. Stroud.
Caleb is better than C.J. Stroud, dude.
Ooh,
This
I mean,
this is my thing. The thing with C.J. Stroud is what the same thing that the Miami Dolphins did. Okay, you went and got Kyle Shanahan clone, then Mike McDaniel stole the young guy underneath them to bring him to Miami. DeMeco Ryans left the 49ers and he took the next up-and-coming offensive coordinator from them with him. So you got the Kyle Shanahan quarterback whisper mentality or system. That's why C.J. Stroud is doing so well. The Bears, on the other hand, don't have that. Caleb, on the other hand, look what he can do. He's better than C.J. Stroud, dude. He just is. There's no question about that. C.J. Stroud is he's a beneficiary of the system that he's in, just like your guy Brock Purdy is.
My point is that you're like the system in Chicago is not good.
Yeah, but I don't think that guy's going to be there. I think
you're gonna go take I don't think you take anything other than the quarterback.
I think you get rid of. I think
you trade out.
I think you get rid of. You get rid of Eberflus. You get rid of Eberflus, and you get rid of him, and you get your guy who's an offensive-minded coach, and you draft Caleb Williams. That's what you do.
I think the quarterback will work, though. I really do. I mean, I like him. I think that Fields
Yeah, but he ain't.
work.
Yeah, but he ain't. But remember though, Ben. In another year,
He's
you're
not
gonna.
gonna be a
But Ben. Listen, you got to pay him next year.
Oh, that's next year?
Yes, because that next year is the third year. Then that next, so you got to re-sign him next year. The year after, you got to re-sign.
So they
remember,
really needed to lose.
yes.
Yeah,
So
they really needed to lose the game last night.
that's what I would do is go ahead and go. Okay, look, who can we trade him for?
I would
Like
do
a
the
second
same
round
thing,
pick.
man. You got to pay the man. Yeah, I wouldn't pay that guy that much money. You're not. Just think if they get in the Dak Jones situation.
You mean Dak Prescott?
No, like Daniel Jones.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Think if they get in that situation where you're like, this guy stinks, and we just paid him, instead of Saquon, like, oh my gosh.
Yes, but that's what's gonna happen,
I
Ben.
agree with you.
So
I agree with you, Ben.
yeah, so
I think they reset the clock, and then you let Fields go, or maybe you even do them to like a player option or whatever if you need to, because you might have a cap space just to burn some money.
Well, but you know what?
They're not gonna fill their cap.
Because the whole thing is that somebody who's down on who could use a quarterback are the Falcons. I think he would work well for Smith. Arthur Smith and his mentality.
Against Fields, I just think he's in the wrong situation. I think
Yes.
he has 0 weapons. Like, I think if say Fields was out in Tampa instead of Baker, like with those wide receivers and that like crew, I think he could do a great job.
I agree. He's
like,
in a
like things like that. Like there's just certain positions that I think if he had Godwin and Evans on both sides, I mean, you can make some magic happen.
Well, see, it's just like this. It's just like this. When Jalen Hurts, like that's why I tell people, if you gave Jalen Hurts has what Patrick Mahomes had at the beginning, remember? And that's what Tua has. Now the last 2 years, Mahomes hadn't had anything. In the last 2 years, he's won a Super Bowl and they're 7-3 or 8-3.
Yeah, he lost his offensive and defensive line pretty
Yeah,
much.
and so, but I'm talking about his wide receivers. He still has his
Yeah.
offensive line,
His
but
wideouts
he
are
lost his
gone.
wideouts. So now here you go. He's playing with nothing. So my thing is this. This is what I tell people all day long. I said, listen, you take away AJ Brown and you take away Swift, and then you go, okay, let's see what you can do with some guys who can, run of the mill players. See what you do then, Jalen
Yeah,
Hurts.
and they already lost Goddard, their tight end.
Yeah.
He was a big piece
Dallas
for them
Goedert,
for the first 6 games or so.
Yeah.
He was massive for them for the first half of the
Yeah,
season.
so that's
And
my
he's
thing
gone.
with that is that what do you do at that point? Okay? What do you do at that point? That's what I'm saying. How good are you then? How good are you with no receivers? Because the thing with CJ Stroud is he got some decent receivers, but at least they can catch the ball. I mean, because let's face it.
I think the Chiefs have 26 drops
Yes.
already this year, and that's the
The
high.
league. Put it like this: they lost to the Lions because the pick six. That's why they lost that
And the
game.
Lions played like trash last week. But
What I'm saying is the Chiefs lost to the Lions because of the pick six that went straight through his hands. I mean, you look at
26 drops.
yeah, and then they lost to the Eagles because Valdez Scantling, you gotta, dude. How do you drop that? That's a minute and 40 seconds to go in the game.
That was the game. That was it.
That's ball game.
They would have won.
That's ball game. It puts them up three. That would put them up three with a minute and 40 seconds to go, and they got to drive down, which they probably would have got to field goal range. They weren't going to score, but at least it went to overtime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
So
I'm sure Aaron Rodgers stood up and he was like, "I told you."
yeah, I told you. That's exactly what happened. I told you. And because if you got to depend on him to make a play, it's just not happening. It's just not. And last year,
triple team and Kelsey. At this point, they're triple teaming Kelsey.
Right,
They're
and
doing like a zone on Kelsey and 2 men on him.
Yep,
They're
and he's
doing
still catching the ball.
Yeah, I mean, not as much as he was at the beginning of the year. Teams are starting to figure him out.
Well, what they're doing too is that now if oh my God, what's his name? Number 4, the wide receiver from SMU.
Oh, the guy that just went off last week.
Oh my God, I can't think of his name.
Oh shoot! I know exactly what you're talking about. Dang
wow.
it. Just go ahead, carry on.
Anyway, if he can come,
No.
I can't. I'll think of it here in a minute. But anyway, if he can do his thing, that's going to bring the Chiefs up to where they need to be. But my thing is this: all these teams, you look at, when Joe Burrow when he didn't have T. Higgins, they've struggled.
Rice.
Yeah, yes, Rasheed Rice. So to me, that is a huge part of what it is, and that's what Mahomes separates him from everybody else. If he has weapons, he's exceedingly great. But remember, he threw for 5,000 yards with Tyreek Hill. He threw for 5,000 yards without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, which is impressive.
Which is crazy. I mean, he's the only quarterback to throw for 5,000 yards more than once, I think. So, but anyway, Thursday's games, you got the Seahawks and the Cowboys. The Cowboys are 9-point favorites, -9, 46.5. It's where Drew needs to have himself on right now so he can work over the stuff with
-9?
-9 is the spread. 46.5. And then, say what?
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
Tell you what, man, they gotta get some better cell towers out here in Kingfisher.
Yeah, we were wondering, I was trying to ask you a question, you were gone. But anyway, Seahawks, Cowboys, -9, Drew, 46.5.
Seems like a lot of points.
Doesn't it?
Dallas coming off a Turkey Day week 2 and the week before Philly. Seems like a trap game to me. I think Dallas wins, but I'd probably bump that up to a 10 and take Seattle.
You got the then we're talking about the Thunder.
It's just a bad spot for Dallas. They're coming off, playing their rival on Thanksgiving, and then you got basically another Thursday game sandwiched in between the Eagles game next weekend. It's just that's a trap game.
Yep.
Like they might be looking forward to the Eagles game. You're saying?
Oh yeah, hey Drew.
100%.
Hey Drew. By the way, Thunder +3 tonight against the Timberwolves. What do you think? 229 is the over/under.
Well,
Ben says take the point. Take
229,
Thunder in the points.
220. Yeah, well,
229.
man, that's a short dog. That's a short dog on a home. That's a statement game too. That's a big game. What's the over under? 229.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, I think I'd probably go over. Probably go over the 229. I might be with Ben. I might take the Thunder, especially if Williams.
I'm taking Thunder and the +3. I'm taking Thunder and the +3.
If Williams and Giddy are both playing tonight, I mean, they should be able to hang right there with them. That might be right on that number too.
Yep.
I'd probably take the Thunder in the over.
And the over.
Yeah, so 229 was a toss-up. I was like, yeah, that's going to be damn close
The
on
Thunder
that.
average. The Thunder average.
I like the Thunder.
They average
We're not
117,
saying either,
Ben.
Drew.
They average 117.
And Minnesota is up tempo too.
Yep, they're gonna run the gun. Yep. Okay. Now back to football. You got Colts at the Titans +1.5. Titans are +1.5. Over under 42.5.
That's the Ben lookalike right there. Coming
Gardner
in
Minshew is
playing
a
great.
dog.
Oh my God, Ben.
Ben Minshew. Oh, Ben Minshew running the table for the Colts.
Unbelievable.
He's so crappy.
Y'all are killing.
I like that'll be a sneaky good game because the Titans are playing decent. The Levis guy is starting to play well. Their defense is pretty good. And the Colts have a decent defense. I like the under in that game. And I think it'll be a field goal game either way.
Yep. Chargers at the Patriots. Does anybody care? +6. The Patriots are +6. Over under 40.5.
Win.
I'd take the Patriots +6. The Chargers, they can't close out anybody. They pissed me off so bad Sunday night. You give up.
I know.
All Baltimore were trying to do was run the clock out, and they give up a 55-yard touchdown right up the gut.
Unbelievable.
Cover the spread.
Unbelievable.
Bang.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lions.
I was the Patriots. I think you just got Bill. He's either going to take himself out back or somebody else is going to take him out the pass.
Yeah, he's pretty much down. We'll talk about that more later in the week. Lions at the Saints.
That'll be a good game.
+4.
Lions aren't playing real well.
Yep,
Right now.
Lions.
They're kind of hitting a little dumpster fire right now.
Yeah, they're falling off.
The Lions are -4. Their point. Saints are +4 at home. 46 is the over under.
I still like the
I like
Lions.
that home dog there.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you do?
Yep. Falcons and the Jets +2.5.
The Jets are +2.5. I'll take the Falcons.
Yeah.
Same.
Falcons still got a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they do. I hope so.
They still win that division.
Hey, what do you think about Justin Fields to the Falcons?
Be a good move because I think everybody's so enamored with Caleb Williams right now in Chicago. If they don't take him, boy, the pressure's really going.
Well, they're gonna get rid of. Well, Eberflus is gone. You're gonna get a new coach. You need a new coach. He's not the guy. He's a defensive guy. He can't even get his defensive. He can't even get his defense right. He gave up his two best defensive players. Rokon Smith is killing everybody.
There's a ton of guys that have played for him that I've heard that for Eberflus that also like his defense is hard as hell and it's a good defense, but it's so hard to comprehend and he's like he just needs to like dumb it down a little bit for some of these guys.
Yeah, he's just I'm out. Cardinals at the Steelers. Steelers are -5.5. Over under 41.
Sneaky good game.
Yeah, Steelers are so Jekyll and Hyde, but I think with this new offensive coordinator, they might have found something. I think that over-under might be too low there at 41.
So
I think they'll score some points. I think the Cardinals will score.
They were the only team in the last, I think it was 6 years, to not have a game over 400 yards of total offense.
They haven't had,
and like the next one was like they had 3 times it happened.
Yeah, but they haven't done it. They haven't had over.
Their defense.
But they haven't had 400 yards in 3 years since Matt Canada was the quarterback. But he's gone now.
Yeah, he's out of there.
He's gone.
He's out of there.
Dolphins and the Commanders +5.5, +9.5. Whoa, Commanders are +9.5.
The Dolphins will wear the Redskins out.
Yep. They're done. He's out of there. This would be a perfect.
Redskins are terrible.
To me, it'd be a perfect time to put EB as the as the head coach and get rid of him and see if he can coach it all. To me, that'd be a perfect time to do that. Yeah, and then just go ahead and put EB as your coach and see what he can do for these last 5 games. They're
I
not
mean,
gonna
he's
do
a
it.
good dude, but he had to deal with all that crap with the
Dude,
exposure and all that.
I'm out on him. I've been out on him for a while.
No, I'm out on him too, but I think he's just such a nice guy. Nobody
Oh
wants to fire
yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Coach's kid.
There we go. That's a great reason to keep him there, Ben. Sure. Bronco.
I'm
After
being
what?
serious. That's
Hey,
what it looks
after
like.
what you said about Tepper and your mentality towards that, then you're gonna say that about him. Okay.
No, I'm
Uh,
saying he's just a nice guy. Nobody wants to fire him. It's
okay.
not my company. If it was my company, I'd be like, see
Tepper,
you.
see you. Broncos and the Texans. The Texans are favored by 3.5 in
Yep,
Houston.
and they should be.
Well, I don't know about that. Broncos won 5 in a row.
Yeah. I,
I
I,
mean,
It's at Houston.
they're playing well right now. And Russell Wilson starting to cook a little. I mean, I don't know. 3.5 seems like a lot. I'd probably take the other side.
TJ Watt working out at the facilities with all the guys, teaching all the young fellas moves and all kinds of crap. He's been
I mean,
talking
I
about
like the way
that.
the Texans are
you
playing
mean
right
J?
now, but they're still the Texans.
That's true. But hey, Ben, you mean JJ Watt?
Yeah, JJ.
Yeah, there you
Sorry,
go.
I said
JJ Watt.
TJ.
Yeah,
Yeah,
JJ Watt.
but yeah, no, JJ. He's been up there.
I was gonna say, what's TJ Watt doing working out with the Texans?
No, so JJ's been up there. Apparently, he's been like teaching all the young kids all these moves. He's been
Well,
teaching
why
them all. He's
wouldn't
been
he?
working out with them the last couple of
And
weeks.
who
He
names
might
their
make a
kids
comeback.
TJ and JJ?
The
Yeah, isn't that weird? And then his
I,
brother's name's Derek.
Derek. I know. Wait, I guess they were done. They
Yeah,
were done.
why can't he be DJ? Like, what are we doing?
That's like naming your dog Bo and he thinks you're saying no all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's why my
hilarious.
neighbors called my dog you.
Oh, that's hilarious. Panthers at the Bucks -5.5. Baker Mayfield playing pretty good this year, guys.
I tell you what, I think he got humble pied, and he's had probably his best year as a quarterback in the NFL. I don't think there's any doubt right now.
Yep. Yep.
I think all three of us called it this year. We said we hope he gets a piece of that humble pie. He ate
Yep.
that stuff down, and he's been playing very well.
Yep.
He's got
Yep.
a lot of weapons. He's experienced enough.
They're not losing because of him. I can say that.
Nope.
Much.
No more commercials.
Definitely.
His commercials are off TV. No commercials, so we don't have to look at his face.
Yep.
So that's all
He's
him.
off the
feeling
social media
cheesy.
Yep.
stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
he's not doing all that crap. He's taking care of business, and I respect the hell out of that. So
Yep.
good for
And
him.
then Browns and the Rams 3.5. There, right there. The Rams favored over the Browns, which I was like, well, but it's in LA.
I like
It
the
is
Rams
anyway.
in that game. The Browns are down to their fourth-string quarterback now.
Isn't that crazy?
The backup kid from UCLA is in concussion protocol. The Messiah Parlor King is out for the year. And
I know. I started working on my cadence just in case.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, that game's a
I
3.
like the Rams.
Yep.
Give me the Rams -3. I'd take that knuckle off the end of it and take it down to 3.
I'll tell you
If the
what.
Rams don't win this one, there's something wrong.
Tell you what. Then you got the Niners and the Eagles. The Eagles are still how
the
the
Niners favored at Philly. Philly is 10-1, and they're
Okay.
It's going to be a hell of a game.
Okay, couple
I'm
things.
so
Okay,
excited for this.
Drew, couple things. One, Valdez Scantling catches the ball, they lose to the Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
And
They
then
lost
Josh
the Redskins.
and then Josh, what where are you throwing the ball?
Yeah. And they get a 60-yard field goal in a hurricane.
And you call time no, and the coach calls timeout. Why are you calling timeout?
That field goal was crazy.
That was your ball game. Once
Yep.
you went to overtime, Buffalo wasn't going to
Yeah, but Drew, why do you call timeout? If you're the Bills coach, what are you calling timeout for?
Yeah, you basically, the Philly had no timeouts left. They were going to have to run him out there. And instead of that, they got to call timeout, set up, and kick field goal.
And the whole thing is he didn't wait to the guy right before he kicked the field goal. He let it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had a great time.
He didn't
He was
try to
like,
ice him. He called it immediately. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't get it. I mean, San Fran, a 3-point favorite at Philly. That's a crazy spread to me.
Yeah, it is. I didn't get that one at all.
So
Didn't get that one at all.
But I'm telling you right now, Dallas is going to beat the crap out of the Eagles next weekend. You watch.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. These guys have been riding on ice for the last 5 weeks.
Yep.
They're going to get punished in Dallas.
If they don't get
Niners
beat,
team would not have that many losses if they didn't have that many injuries. And
True.
also, even going up into last year, this Niners game has been circled for them on the Eagles.
yeah, but
for a year.
Mfunga
Do you
hurt.
remember all the injuries that happened? So
Yeah.
they lost Brock Purdy in the playoff game, and then like Debo went out. Debo's out, but then like everybody else went out, and then Joey Bosa got a cleat to the thigh on a punt play. So, or not
Yeah.
Joey, but or Nick Bosa. Where? So I mean, like all that stuff happened, and like so, like
Yeah. San
they've had
Fran's
this
getting
game
healthy
circled.
too.
Yeah, they are.
If there's one game that I think the Niners are going to beat the Eagles, I don't know if they'll beat them in the playoffs, but this is going to be a game that they're going to take it to them. They're going to be pissed, and
Yep.
you're going to see Trent Williams out there with the speaker on his shoulder, walking out with Debo, that freaking massive boom box, and
Hey, I'm gonna
Trent
say
Williams is a
this.
scary man.
Hey, I'm gonna
He is
say
a
this.
scary man,
Hey, Trent Williams is a massive human being.
dude.
Yeah,
He
he is.
throws bodies. He throws people around like it's nothing. It is
Jeez.
insane.
But I'm gonna tell you this: Tyron Smith, though, for the Cowboys, I've seen him up close and personal.
Big.
Drew,
Yeah.
that's a grown man. He
No, I'm
is
with
he
you.
is
I'm
he
with
is
you.
a grown
No,
man.
no. And I'm not knocking anybody else. I'm just
No,
saying
I
Trent
understand,
Williams
Ben, but I'm
is
just
a
saying I'm
beast.
not little, and he made me look like I'm a little
Yeah.
kid. I mean, Tyron Smith is a big. He's a grown ass man. Okay,
Man,
cheap.
I
they
sent you
also.
that picture. I sent you that picture of Shaq standing next to Tyron Smith out of
Yeah, I
nowhere.
did. I saw that. God,
Isn't that crazy?
Shaq.
Goodness
Yes,
gracious.
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
That's
those
He
those
makes
crazy.
some big
Shaq.
boys.
He makes Tyron Smith look like me.
Yeah, that's exactly how. That's why I felt like Tyron Smith. Chiefs Packers. The Packers are +6.5 at home. Over under 42.
Man, Jordan
I
Love's
like the
playing
over.
great. I'll
Give
be
me, give
honest.
me all that over with me. It's going over 42. Both those teams score.
Yeah, Jordan Love's playing great. I mean,
Yeah.
his pass coaches have been catching the ball, and then Kansas City's dropping it. So I mean, I think 6.5 is just a little. Or is it 6.5 or 8.5?
It's
It'll be
six and a
7-7
half.
by game.
It'll be 7. You're
It'll
right.
be.
It'll be 7 by the time of the game. Then of course
Mm,
Monday night matchup is not what everybody thought it was going to be. Bengals at the Jags. The Jags are -8.5 point favorites.
damn, that game would have been so awesome 3 weeks
Dude,
Yeah.
ago.
hey, speaking of that, Ben, your guy for Houston, do you cut him after he basically did he lose the game for the Texans?
Are you kidding me? Yeah, of course you do.
I'm
Sell
just
him
asking.
insurance.
I've literally already asked him if I can get like health insurance from like I mean I already tweeted him. It's fine.
Yes, and then of
But
course,
he kicked at OSU. He was the Oklahoma State kicker.
yes, I do. He was pretty good there though.
But
Yeah,
I tell you what, he kicked the ball 58.5 yards right down the middle.
Doink,
was that I mean there was a
doink.
few and just think if the ball was like just honestly like a half inch further it would have bounced over. Like just
Over it.
think of
Yeah.
that turnover of the ball. If you like look at it, it was like bing, nope, see ya. And that was just him being like, yeah, I was not born to be an NFL kicker. He just walks off.
You
But he
know,
is on the practice squad, so it looks like he will be actually probably kicking again next
yeah, he
year.
will. Then of course in Big 12 this weekend, Texas and Okie State, dude, +13, Drew, and a
It's
half.
more than that today. It's 14 and
I
a
saw
half,
14 and a
15.
half.
Is it 14 and a half now?
Yeah. It's a lot of points. And I tell you, I like Oklahoma State in the game. Probably kind of homer pick, but they played Texas tough. They beat them 7 out of the last 10 times. The only thing that scares me is that moment might be too big for Okie State's quarterback. I hope that if he goes down there and throws a couple picks in the first half, they're in trouble. They're not going to come back from 24 down to Texas. It's not going to happen. So they're going to have to. They need to run the football and stay in the game with their defense. They got a good defense.
Man, if
They
that
can't get into a passing game with Texas. It's not
No,
going to work.
not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. But
And
I'm with you,
they
Drew.
just got to keep him as a game manager, not make him try to win the game for him. They got to ride
no,
the
we,
running
we
back.
need to put the ball in Gordon's hands, and our
Yeah.
defense needs to take care of business. If Gordon can get 150, 200 yards on a decent like I don't need him to run for 20 every time. I need him to run for 8. I need him to
Yeah.
run for 8 every time. Get a first down. Let's move the
What's the
sticks.
over
Let's keep
under
it
in that
going.
game?
54 and a half.
Hey, Gordon's going to be a hell of a running back in the NFL.
That's a lot of
I
points.
just think it's not going to be a high scoring game.
I don't either.
Whatever reason.
Yeah.
Texas has got a good defense, and Oklahoma State has a good defense.
Yeah, I agree, Drew. I don't
It's
think.
the,
I
be-
think.
it's the best it's been in what, probably 20. I mean, since I can remember, it's one of the best defenses I've ever
Early
seen
start
at
too.
OSU.
A lot of times those early games are poor low scoring.
Yep,
I
and
don't
that,
know. I hope OSU stays in it. I just think 15 is way too many.
yep, and then on top of
And
that,
I'm worried it's in Dallas too.
and then on top of that, the Thunder and the Mavs play that night at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that'd been. Hey, and then you get and then how nice would it have been if you had Cowboys Eagles the next day.
Oh yeah, hey, that's a great weekend. That would be a great weekend.
Yes, sir.
They need the
Missed
NFL
it
needs
by one weekend.
the NFL needs to work better on their schedules when it comes to that. They need
Yeah.
to work. Well, even the Cowboys and the Seahawks would
Yeah.
have been okay. You know what I mean?
Well,
Cowboys and
yeah. I mean,
Seahawks would have been good
if you
too.
went down Thursday, you could do Thursday night Cowboys Seahawks. Friday you could just hang out.
Well, no, no, no.
Saturday
But Drew,
Cowboys.
I was saying if it wouldn't have been bad to do the Cowboys Seahawks on Sunday.
At home
Yeah,
on Sunday, but
exactly.
that field, they'll have to change that field out.
But I'm just
Well, you
saying.
know what they did is the NFL basically gave two teams that played on Thursday just a 1 week to prepare for each other.
Yep, that's what they
Yeah,
did.
it's up. Yeah.
Yep, it was. But still, it's gonna be good. I'm just glad. By the way, your boy Rolando Blackman took care of me, Drew.
Nice.
So
Rolando.
yeah, so he hooked me up,
You have
got
to wear,
tickets,
you
got
have to wear a
tickets.
Kansas State shirt to the game?
Yeah, no, I busted his ass, so we ain't talking. Well, I ain't got to do nothing. I bust his ass when we played, so I ain't got to
Kansas
do none
State
of
said
that. I don't have to do that, my friend. Bust that ass.
their quarterback's leaving in the portal, I believe, and Baylor's.
Well, I tell you, and did you see that? What is it? Not UCF. What's the guy I was telling you about down in Florida? That the only player to have four-time conference player of the year is in the transfer portal.
Yeah, I saw that.
No way.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Well, that'd be a huge pickup for somebody. He's gonna be good.
How about Dion now talking about how he is mad at the NCAA and he's lost 3 players because he said that he didn't think it was right for the NCAA to let players go anytime they want. And it was like, wait a minute, that's how you built your team. Is now you're losing players and you're against it.
59. You had 59 of them.
And now you're. I was like, really, bro? What? I mean, I don't. So what are you saying? So it was okay when you were taking
And
players.
clearly, they didn't want to be with him. Like they're clearly stating.
Well, no, 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 Ben.
Really
I'm
don't
just
wanna
saying.
play for you.
No, no, no. What happened was when he said that, they left right after he said that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So
Well,
they got.
Colorado had 2 coaches leave this week. One of their offensive guys, and then their head recruiter left too. He resigned.
Yeah, they.
Probably not do much recruiting if Dion's the coach, though.
No, there's really not a lot going on.
See a pair of them sunglasses and a cowboy hat. You good to go.
Yeah, but Dion is who he
I
is.
I missed their win total by 1. I was pretty disappointed at that.
Yes.
I know. I was looking for it all the time. I was gonna bust you.
Damn, if Nebraska could have handled their business, they'd have been 3-9.
I know you almost had it. You almost had it.
Yeah, but you know what? The bottom line is that your boys
They won 3
Nebraska.
more games they did last year.
Yeah, no, that's true. Nobody expected him to do what they did, so you got to give the man a little love. But at the same time, I'm
I
with
think
you, Drew.
another year they're gonna multiply those wins. They're gonna be 6-win next year.
He'll be
They're gonna
fine.
balls.
He'll be fine. But you know what? He's gonna have to. They're already trying. How about your boy at what's his name? Mark. What's his name? At Texas, Kentucky. Stoops.
Yeah.
What happened?
He decided not to take the job.
Nice. Good for him.
The A&M job. He decided to stay. Yeah, he decided to stay in Kentucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
probably
surprising.
poor decision, but
Yeah, I was just surprised he did that. I'm like, really?
Well, not a whole lot of pressure to win at Kentucky football. Honestly.
you also
if you're winning 8-9 games a year at Kentucky, your job's pretty safe.
Yeah, that's a good fact.
We also all talk about football and sports all the time. It's also there's a family detail to it too that we might not know.
Sure.
But I mean, the wife, the kids might be in freaking middle school, and he's
They
like,
might love Lexington.
yeah, he might just be like, hey, actually, I love it here and I get paid well. Screw it. I'm just gonna. I mean, so
Because it's hot as hell
sometimes
at Texas A&M in the summer. I promise you that.
Yeah, it is down there. Yes, it really is.
give him flowers if it's his wife being like, hey, I'm not moving. He's like, okay, I guess we're not moving.
That's hilarious. Now that is facts.
I'm sure he'll get a nice little price hike. He'll get a nice little pay hike at Kentucky for staying. That'll come out in the next couple weeks.
Well, PJ flight out to Malibu or something. Yeah, a little something.
nice little pick me up for that. Let me use that kind of like what Gundy did.
And then,
Think,
then, then, his,
Yep.
then his agent gets 10% of that just for putting his name out there.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
nice
You're
little.
welcome.
Well, I mean, who cares about that? You know what I'm saying? The agents, I mean, if you're making that much money, who cares at that point, right, Drew?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
right,
I'm with you.
exactly.
And if the family's happy, if life's good, if you're happy, if you're doing, you're in a good mood, you're in a good, go ahead, stay there, man. I
And I
don't,
mean,
I don't blame you.
he's had good success at Kentucky too.
I
He got
agree,
him in
and
the
he's
winning
brought him up.
program. I mean, they just had a big win, beat their rival on Saturday. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of pressure for him to stay there.
And if he believes and has a couple, players, young players, and he's, saying that, hey, I think we got something here, then, stay there, enjoy your time, let your kids get through school, get everything paid for, call it good. I don't ever,
And Texas A&M hasn't exactly been the most stable program over the last 20 years.
No,
I'd
they
say
have
not.
not. No, they have not. No, they
I mean,
have not.
they fire guys halfway through the season that paid $70 million to leave.
See,
That is
there
the
we go.
most. That is one of the most amazing stats to me that you can pay. You can afford to fire somebody and pay them $70 million. That is just.
That's awesome.
That's.
I got a stat for you. Since we're talking about stats, I meant to tell you when we talked about the Eagles game. So the Eagles are 10-1. They're 5-0 against teams above 500. The rest of the NFC East is 0-14 against teams above 500.
Cool.
Think about that. Now that's a stat.
Mm-hmm. That'll show you something.
0-14 the rest of their division against teams above 500.
Jesus.
Dallas hasn't beat a team above 500 yet.
Yeah, I know that. I saw that earlier. That's why somebody mentioned. I don't know who I was listening to earlier. Somebody mentioned that. I was like, oh man. I looked at their schedule. I was like, they haven't beat a team above 500. I was like, that's not good.
Their schedule gets pretty tough here in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
They catch Seattle, the Eagles, Buffalo, Miami. I mean, they've got a tough little turn coming here in the next 5 weeks.
No, it's honestly the last.
Although the Eagles get the Redskins and the Giants, which helps.
Yep. The last 5 or so weeks of the season, honestly, it's the best competition.
But as you've seen this year, the Redskins and the Giants play the Eagles tough to every year. Yeah.
Man, DeVito, I bet his mom makes some great chicken parm. Get out of here, brother. I got lucky. I'm watching my nephew today, and he slept through this whole thing. So I'm doing great. I got lucky. If he was going to whine, I was just going to hang up and pop off. But he's been sleeping the whole time, so we're doing good.
Nice. I don't know if that's good or bad if we can't keep him awake.
No. He's sitting right here. He's sitting right next to me.
All right.
Hey, you boys have a good one. Cheers. Good talking with you guys.
I'm hoping that the Lakers just even come in and play all their players. They're beat up right now. Well, they got Reddish is out, Vanderbilt's out still. What's his name? J-Dub was saying that he thinks that they'll rest everybody tomorrow night at Detroit. He thinks LeBron will sit out against Detroit and he'll play against Oklahoma City since it's a Western Conference.
I stuck on. I didn't even think about that. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he's so Jekyll and Hyde this year. You don't know when he's going to show up. It's like he played the first half against Philly last night. Had like 18 points and 6 rebounds. I don't think he scored in the second half.
Oh. Yeah, he got fouled in that 2 free throws and only made one of them.
God, and he's so fragile. Every time he gets hit, you look at a guy get shot by 357. I mean, he gets hit on the arm and he falls down. I mean, he probably hurts himself worse when he falls down.
He's lucky we're not getting 723 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's playing better. He's got a little boost of confidence, I think, with SGA feeding him the rock. Yep.
Man, I love it.
That shot he hit the other night against the Sixers when they were down 6, and he comes down the floor, goes between the legs, pull up 3. I was like, there you go. Yep. Yeah. Well, he's a liability on the defensive boards. He doesn't rebound very well against big guys. Yep.
And I really do think defense is a lot of effort based too. I think if he just applies himself a little bit more, we can really make that team work. Yeah, but if you apply yourself, I mean, I know you're weak on the defensive end, but hard work doesn't ever. I mean, if you just work hard, everybody will
Well,
respect
he's got
you.
to get better technique too. Like he blocks a lot of shots,
That's
but he
what I'm
also
saying.
gets a lot of fouls.
Okay, well, that's where our coach can, come in because he's going to bring up this development. He can teach him how to freaking make some technique. We can get something done.
I mean, he can block most people's shots just by putting his arms up. Yeah, he doesn't have to jump every time or get in the body of people every time. He can just stand back and not fall for every pump fake.
And if he doesn't figure it out, it's because the coaching is there. He can figure it out. It's just going to take a little hard work.
Oh yeah. And he makes Oklahoma City such a much more dangerous basketball team when he's playing and going. He's putting 20. If he puts 20, 25 points a game on the board, they're a different team.
Correct.
Yep. Sure does. No, he's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Name me another player on the Spurs.
Ginobili's still there?
Yeah. Tim Duncan? No. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My man.
Yeah. He's got offensive skills. I don't think there is ever a doubt that he can play on the offensive end. It's just can you keep him healthy? Can he not get brutalized on the defensive end? No. Yeah. How many minutes is Jay Will getting a game right now?
Man, I love
Like on average,
I love Jay Will.
I do too.
Okay, Jay. Okay, let me see. The other night, okay, Jay Will had 26. He played 26 minutes.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, Chet played 32. SGA played 36. Josh played 26. Dort played 24. Kaysen played 14. Isaiah Joe 26. Isaiah Joe 26. Wiggins 20. And then you had Jang for 8, which is why is he even on the court. And Bertans you had to play because that. But he missed a huge. When we got fouled on that 3, when he missed those free throws, I missed that one free throw. I'm like, that was huge. That made all the difference. Because now we can foul them and get into a 3-point shooting deal to win the game or to tie the game. But instead, you missed the free throw. But it's just simply because he doesn't play. He's not in rhythm. He doesn't play enough. So, I mean, but to me, why are you playing Jang? I mean, dude, put him in G League and let him keep playing. Why are you playing somebody for 6 minutes? That's minutes you're taking away from somebody else.
Well, why they're playing him is because they traded 3 guys to get him.
Yep, 3 first-round picks.
Man, hand up high saying, "You better play. We're gonna see what we got." I guess. I mean,
Well,
that's
we
the
Ben, hey Drew,
only thing you can think of.
have you seen what you got?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen enough. I mean, I said I wasn't gonna.
I've seen what they got, but I'm with you. I mean, I'm with Ben on that deal. I think that they have a script. They're going to play him
No, I
a
said that.
certain amount of minutes. Yeah.
He's the minutes manager. I said that
If
in the very
he makes
beginning.
the
I
20
said
minute
that.
mark,
Uh,
fire the coach.
I said that in the
Like,
very
play
beginning.
24.
He has a plan on what he's going to do. And Nick Nurse and
Yeah.
those other coaches, what they're saying is, okay, you're going to sit SGA for those 2 to 4 minutes in the second and fourth quarter. Then those 4 to 5, 6 minutes, we're going to take advantage of the Thunder while you're managing minutes. We're going to take advantage of that by having our two best players on the court, and then we're going to get into a groove. So they take advantage of the Thunder, taking advantage of his minutes managing because of the simple fact they know he's not going to put SGA into a minimum of 5 minutes. And he might get in at 6.
This goes into like hockey stuff. So the home team has the last change, right? So like you can see what lines out there for the away team, and then you can be like, okay, I want these 3 guys, get this defenseman out there. So like it's exactly what you're saying. So like I understand it completely. Like,
But Ben,
to
but
a
Ben,
team.
in the
It's
fourth
also,
quarter,
like,
but
ours is
Ben,
only second.
but Ben, in
I
the
mean,
fourth
our
quarter,
game's only
but
second.
Ben,
It's also minutes.
but Ben, in the fourth quarter, he put in Embiid.
No, I know.
No, he put in Embiid with 8 minutes to go. You know who? What's his name? Put Dagnall. He put in Dort, and then a minute later he put in Isaiah Joe, and left SGA on the bench. It's like,
Yep.
what world are you living in, dude? They're already making their players run, and then what are you doing?
Yeah, and to your point, Matt, from earlier, you can't win an NBA championship with that kind of coach and
No.
that type of rotation. You can't.
Correct.
You can't.
It ain't gonna happen. You're gonna get out coached and out schemed.
Every time. Those the people. That's what I try to tell people. Listen,
By the good teams, you're gonna be able to beat the bottom half of the NBA playing like that with the team the Thunder has. When you start playing the upper echelon of the NBA and you try to do that type of rotation and try to play this scheme thing, and it's
You
not
go to
gonna work.
Miami and you're playing Spoelstra, and he's like just picking
Yeah.
you apart.
But I mean, like this.
By minute with his
Well,
players. It's
I
like,
didn't. Yes, I didn't put up their minutes, and I told this earlier. Ben, Drew, there's the Sixers starters. All of them played over 30 minutes. All of them. Maxey played 40 minutes. Embiid played 37.
as it should be.
Okay, and they played 9 guys. One of the guys, 10 guys, or 9 guys. One of the guys played 10 minutes, so they played 8 guys, an average of 28 minutes. We played 12 guys. We played 12 guys.
That's too many.
12.
And I don't know your opinion, but I truly believe they're going to have to adjust. Teams are not going to take Oklahoma City lightly anymore.
Not anymore.
It's not going to happen. Not with the team, not with the players they have out there and the way they're playing. When your numbers up there at the top of the NBA, you're going to get everybody's best effort. You can say what you want. They weren't getting that the last couple of years from some of these teams.
No
come
way.
in here and
No
rest
way.
2 or 3 starters. And I just think that Oklahoma City's got to be in that same mindset that they're going to have to play their best players the maximum minutes to beat these better NBA teams.
He's not doing it.
I think the fact that we had 12 guys touch the court last night.
Yeah.
That's
Holy crap!
12.
Who do we think we are? Do we think,
But Ben,
that's
Well, the commander gets Lindsey Waters 3 minutes a game.
yeah, he does.
he's got that.
He does that.
There's no
But
point in
hey,
putting those-
but Ben,
give
but Ben,
SGA those 2 minutes. He
but
doesn't need a
Ben.
break. He's 20 freaking years old. He's
But Ben,
fine.
but Ben, this is the thing. Against the Sixers, you shouldn't do that. Against the Jazz, yes. Against the Celtics, no.
I get it, but
Against the certain Lakers, no. Against certain teams, no. We're playing 9, maybe 10, maybe 10.
Yeah.
Because you got to play SGA, Josh, Dort, Isaiah
I
Joe,
would just say it's
and
12
Jay
seems like
Will,
a lot.
and Chet, and Wiggins, and Kaysen.
I mean,
And then J
I've been
Dub
to
whenever
middle
he.
school- I've been to middle school basketball games where not 12 guys on one team have touched the court.
But Ben, but you understand though,
I
he
don't
talking
think
about
had
the
12 guys on my
NBA.
team.
but he's developing players. Ben, he's developing players. That's just why he's doing it. It's real simple.
Good for him.
No, it's real
I know
simple.
what he is. Just-
It's
I
the
don't
reality is he's developing. He wants to develop players. We're already developed,
Well,
and that's like the guy at the
yeah.
Athletic said. Can this coach?
We've all agreed.
Take a team that's already
He's a great coach. He just
No,
doesn't have
he is a great developer. He is not
Amazing.
once the guys are already developed, can he do it? And clearly he can't. unless he changes his mentality. Or
And I think maybe they like set him up with some of those guys saying, "Hey, like you'll take care of the and you'll do it right."
they're not
Yeah,
going to do
no,
it.
no.
The Thunder are stuck where they are, and it is what it
I'd rather
is.
him just keep feeding us those guys and let's have a
Wait,
professional
Drew,
in here. Like,
Drew, I have a question.
Yeah.
When is J Dub's hip going to be healed?
What's that?
When is J Dub's hip going to be healed? You know, the one he hurt after he waved SJ off, and he's been hurt ever since. When is that hip going to heal?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, brother.
Because it's 3 games in a row he ain't seen the floor. He ain't even dressed. 3 games in a row.
Yeah, well, they're saying Mark Rogers said he's playing tonight, so we'll see.
Well, the question is, what's going to happen? Is he going to run plays for him at the end of the game? Is he going to play him the same minutes? You know, because it's the coach's fault. He's the one that set up all this mess by playing him the same amount of minutes.
I think if the last 3 games didn't show the coach anything, I mean, he's not their closer. I mean, he's got to get that to his head.
Yeah, you would think.
J-Dub is not the closer. SGA's the closer. Now I'd even say that they may be going Chet down the stretch.
Chet, yep. My deal is you know who I like? This is who I like down the stretch. I like SGA, Kaysen, Isaiah Joe, Chet, and J. Will.
Yeah. You got a lot of guys in that lineup that can get buckets.
Yeah, get some
yeah,
buckets.
One thing I do love about our team, we got a bunch of guys. We have options.
We have
It's
options.
not just thing.
Well,
It's
not
just-
Jane. Not Jane.
Evan Dye
That's
was-
not an option. Not Jane.
And not Waters.
That's not. When I Waters, that's not. Those 2 aren't options.
I wasn't saying everybody. I was saying we got 3
Yeah, tell the coach that because he thinks those are his 2 options.
12 options, like Coach is saying.
He thinks those are his options. So
I ain't saying that.
anyway, fellas, I gotta get out of here, man.
Isaiah Joe has been a nice surprise this year for me.
Yeah,
I really didn't watch him play all that much, and he's playing really well this year.
Nice little pop.
yeah. His stats are outrageous, Drew. His stats are outrageous on what he's doing this year.
But he's doing his job. He's hitting a wide open shot.
Well,
I mean, he's wide open when he gets the ball.
also SGA and him are the number 1 scoring duo in the NBA. 37.5%. They scored 37.5 points per game.
More than AD and LeBron?
They scored 37.5 points together when they're on the court together. SGA and Isaiah Joe.
Really?
37.5. When they're together. That's a lot of points.
That is a lot.
That's a lot of points. That's a quarter of what the Thunder score. They score together when on the court. 37.5. So, but anyway, fellas, I appreciate y'all. I got to get out of here, man. Y'all be safe.
All right, brother.
And
Cheers.
talk to y'all
Good
tomorrow.
one.
Go Thunder tonight. Hey, Drew, you coming on or you want to just talk to you tomorrow?
I'm gonna watch that game tonight. I'll come on later.
All right. Okay, bro. I appreciate you. That was
Hey,
my guy.
boys, I might watch it all. I might pop on too, Matty.
Okay. That's my guy, Drew Henthorn and High Stick Harry, Ben Dillman. Appreciate the guys being on, giving some love today. And for the rest of y'all, hey, be safe.